We have less than 5 minutes before the system locks down. Get the package to the rendezvous point now.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a massive, frankly mind-blowing shift that's happening right now across the creative industries. For a really long time, we've kind of just viewed artificial intelligence as a passive tool, right? You type a prompt in, it spits an answer out, and that's it. But as we're going to see today, AI is fundamentally transforming. It's stepping out of that role of a simple calculator and stepping into the role of an active, creative partner. We're literally entering an era where AI doesn't just assist us, it collaborates with us.
Now, this brings up a massive question. It's one that is sparking some really intense debates everywhere, from Hollywood editing bays all the way to architectural design firms. Is AI replacing human creativity, or is it just taking over the boring, tedious parts of the process? Are we losing our creative souls, or are we about to be freed from all that busy work that just bogs down our imagination? Keep that question right in the back of your mind as we go through today's explainer.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda. First, the generative creative boom. Then, revolutionizing video and podcasts. Third, next-gen animation and mocap. After that, designing architecture and fashion. And finally, the future of creative control.
Section 1. The generative creative boom. From chatbots to agentic collaborators.
So to really understand where we are, we have to look at how incredibly fast we got here. We've come such a long way from those early chatbots that just mimicked basic conversation. Look at this timeline. Back in 2022, things really kicked into high gear. DALL-E 2 absolutely stunned the public by turning simple text into photorealistic imagery. And at the same time, GitHub Copilot fundamentally changed software development by integrating generative AI right into a coder's workflow. Then, we fast forward through the rise of massive foundation models in 2024 all the way to early 2025. In February, Anthropic previewed Claude Code, which established the AI not just as a basic assistant, but as a teammate working persistently in the background. And by March 2025, the release of OpenAI's GPT-4o's image generation sparked what everybody is calling the Ghibli moment. It was this viral explosion of AI art flawlessly mimicking iconic studio styles. Just wild stuff.
What that timeline actually represents is a shift toward what is known as agentic AI. And this is an absolutely crucial concept. Agentic systems, they don't just wait for a prompt, answer you, and forget you exist. They actually plan out steps, they reach out and use digital tools on their own, and they carry out complex, multi-step tasks to achieve a goal. It's literally the difference between asking a search engine a random question and hiring a real-life assistant who researches the question, writes a full report, and then formats it for your morning meeting. It is a persistent, integrated teammate.
Let's move on to Section 2, revolutionizing video and podcasts, scaling content creation.
And nowhere is this whole teammate concept scaling faster than in digital content creation. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this staggering number. Over 141 million videos have been generated by a single platform called HeyGen. To put that into perspective, that is more videos than decades of traditional television output combined. We're not talking about experimental tech anymore. This is industrial-scale creative output happening right this second. It just shows the sheer volume of AI-assisted creativity flowing through marketing departments, e-learning platforms, and YouTube channels, and completely bypassing expensive studio setups.
Because platforms like HeyGen, InVideo AI, and Toki AI are doing things that literally used to require a full, dedicated production crew. We're talking about uploading just a 2-minute video of yourself to create what's called a digital twin. You can then just type out a script and your digital twin will speak it out loud with your exact cloned voice. And say you want to reach a global audience. Well, the AI can instantly translate that video into over 175 languages and dialects, perfectly adjusting the lip sync to match the new phone names. Or take a look at Toki AI, which lets podcasters upload a simple audio MP3, and the AI automatically segments the speakers and generates a multi-host, talking head video with digital avatars. It's turning passive audio into highly engaging, social media-ready video, and you don't even need to set up a camera.
Section 3. Next-gen animation and mocap. Digital humans and real-time motion.
Let's see how this builds into the much more complex world of 3D animation and motion capture. Think about traditional 2D animation for a second. It meant tedious, painstaking manual keyframing. Now, look at the workflow for Adobe Character Animator. You literally just sit in front of a standard, everyday webcam. Adobe Sensei AI analyzes that video feed, and actively tracks up to 15 coordinate points on your body. We're talking your wrists, your hips, your heels. It then maps your real-world movements directly onto a layered 2D vector puppet in real time. You just talk and move naturally, and your digital character acts it out instantly. It's like magic.
And over in the gaming world, the immersion is going even deeper. NVIDIA's Avatar Cloud Engine, or ACE, is completely replacing those rigid, pre-written dialogue trees we've all been used to in video games for decades. Imagine playing your favorite RPG and actually having a real, totally unscripted argument with an NPC. Instead of picking from 3 pre-written responses on a screen, players can just speak directly into their microphones. The game uses a small language model running locally right there on the hardware to understand the player, generate an in-character response, and then use an audio-to-face plugin to automatically animate the character's facial mesh to speak the line perfectly. These characters can actually hear, reason, and react to you dynamically.
And this brilliantly illustrates a vital technical distinction that we really have to make here. As AI motion tools like Kling AI emerge, people naturally ask if traditional 3D motion capture is dead. Well, the answer is no, and the distinction really comes down to flexibility. You see, generative AI video motion takes a single 2D video and outputs a baked 2D video. The camera angle is totally locked. If you want to change, you have to regenerate the whole thing from scratch. But true 3D mocap, like Rococo or Xsensuits, captures fully editable 3D skeletal data. You can move the virtual camera anywhere you want, you can change the lighting dynamically in Unreal Engine, and edit the motion curves non-destructively. So AI video is amazing for fast, linear content, but 3D mocap still remains the absolute foundation for true interactive and multi-angle production.
All right, Section 4, Designing Architecture and Fashion, from Sketch to Reality. So AI's creative partnership isn't just limited to the screen either. It is rapidly becoming this incredible rapid prototyping engine for the physical world. Imagine you're an architect. Usually turning a rough concept into a client-ready visualization takes weeks of back and forth and hours of manual software configuration. Enter LookX AI. This is a multimodal platform built specifically by and for architects. Because it's trained on over 10 million architectural images and has 10,000 hours of specialized GPU training, it genuinely understands spatial geometry. You can feed it a simple prompt or even a rough structural sketch, and in seconds, it renders a high-resolution, photorealistic building visualization. It is literally turning weeks of iteration into seconds of execution.
And fashion designers are using very similar technology to cut down on the massive costs of physical sampling. With a tool called newarc.ai, a designer can upload a flat, black-and-white technical sketch of a shoe or a jacket. They type in a prompt, upload a photo of the actual fabric they want to use, say a specific type of raw denim, and then apply a mask to show the AI exactly where that fabric goes. The AI then generates a highly realistic product render, wrapping the texture perfectly around the contours of the original line drawing. It brings ideas to life instantly, way before a single piece of actual fabric is ever cut.
Finally, Section 5, the future of creative control, taste versus automation. With AI automating so much, generating videos, animating characters, rendering whole buildings, how do we actually balance this incredible efficiency with genuine human creative control? Well, this tension is perfectly captured in a recent 2025 discussion among professional video editors on Reddit. They were talking about tools like Vizard AI, and the consensus? AI is an absolute lifesaver for the grueling tasks. We're talking pre-edit discovery, transcript searching, syncing multicam setups, and finding the rough moments in a 2-hour podcast. It mines the highlights beautifully. But, and this is a massive but, they absolutely refuse to hand over the pacing, the storytelling flow, and the emotional beats. Why? Because AI tends to just pick the loudest, most obvious clickbait moments. It misses the quiet, subtle, deeply human moments that actually connect with an audience.
So the crucial point is summarized perfectly by one of those exact editors, who said, "It cuts the boring part, not the thinking part." AI is the ultimate assistant. It can tee up the raw materials faster than ever before in human history. But human taste, the ability to know why a moment matters, not just where it is, that still has to win. If you let automation dictate the emotional structure of your art, the quality is simply going to flatten out. Which leaves us right back where we started today, but hopefully with a whole lot more clarity. The tools are here, and they are incredibly powerful, but they are just that, tools waiting for a master's touch. So as you look at your own workflows, I really want you to ask yourself, will you let AI flatten your creative judgment, or will you embrace it as a tireless teammate to clear away the busy work, allowing you to unlock your ultimate creative potential? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.